Today we're going to be breaking down 3 techniques that will help you do more of this, less of this, and hopefully a lot more of this. Hey friends, my name is Joseph Diaz and I am a filmmaker, a climber, and a former musician based in Los Angeles, California. I started bouldering about 2.5 years ago, and it has been a dream of mine to start a climbing channel for the past 2. But the amount of creative hurdles, logistics issues, and straight up mental blockages that prohibited that from happening were pretty formidable. So I just want to let you know that the fact that this video is here now and that it's found its way to you is a huge deal to me, and I'm really grateful to have you here. Climbing is something that really revolutionized my life. When I started climbing, I was leaving my desk jobs that I had had for the past 5 years or so and starting my own small business. But I had this really massive disconnect from my body. And climbing showed me that my body and movement could be creative in the same way that a camera or a guitar or a piano can be creative instruments. And by showing me that movement could be creative and that my body could be a tool to express myself, it really revolutionized my self-image, it revolutionized the way that I related to the entire world and especially to nature, and it revolutionized the community around me. So the goal of this channel is to pour back into that community that has so lovingly nurtured me for the past 2.5 years and to encourage and inspire others who may be on a similar journey. I'm a pretty intermediate climber, so if you're a beginner, I hope that I'll be able to encourage you and guide you in such a way that you'll be able to progress quickly and joyfully. If you're an intermediate, hopefully we can see some shoulder-to-shoulder progression that inspires each other. And if you're an advanced climber, though I'm sure that there's not much that I have to teach you, I'm really thankful that you're here, and I hope that there's ways that you can pour into this small community. So with that, let's jump into the video. So when I first came to climbing, even though I was out of shape and unathletic, what I found was that a working knowledge of techniques could enable lots of fun possibilities on the wall, which is probably why even early on in my first months of climbing, I was trying things like throwing out heel hooks, even when I had no chance of possibly succeeding. I just always thought it was amazing the way that a problem could be solved through inventive usage of the body, which is why I say that climbing is creative movement. What I want to do in this video is give beginners a surface level rundown of some ways they can use their body that they might not be familiar with. We're going to cover heel hooks, knee bars, and drop knees. So heel hooks you can use really early on. Knee bars, it depends more on the setting at your gym, but I've seen them as early on as V4. And drop knees you can really use when you start getting into overhang climbing, but even when you're on a slab or vertical wall, there may be opportunities to use a drop knee if you're aware that they exist and how they function. So first off is heel hooks. You can use a heel hook by placing your heel on a hold and then pulling your heel towards your hamstring. Now, it's not that a heel hook is a strenuous or explosive motion, but it's not passive either. Notice the difference here. My left heel is so weighted that you can't see the difference in how hard my arms are pulling when my right foot leaves the ground. But you can contrast that to another video where I'm not actively pulling down on my heel, and so the swing is wild and uncontrolled. You want to actively recruit the muscles in your leg by pulling the heel towards the hip. This allows you to offset a ton of weight from your lower body so that your hands can pull you many times up and over that hold, and you can switch the heel to a toe, or you can reach a better hold that you might need to continue onwards with your beta. Next up is a really cool technique, although it can be a bit rare to find in bouldering. This is the knee bar. And here's my first attempt at ever trying one. So the thing that's super cool about the knee bar is it's this incredible rest position that allows you to take almost all of your weight off of your hands and find a really cool way to chill in the middle of the wall. It can be very easy for boulderers to miss knee bars because we're just not presented with them all that often. For a knee bar, you slide your knee and toe between two good footholds, and then you push down on your toe to lock that knee into position. One of the biggest hurdles that I find with knee bars is they can be tremendously uncomfortable. And if you're super uncomfortable, you're probably not gonna want to use that hold. So what I do to make them a little more comfortable is I bring my hip towards my foot. That way I can find some stability in the position and then really intentionally place my knee. Then I step down on my toe, locking the position in, and move on to the next hold. When you're done with the knee bar and it's time to move on from the position, you simply relax the tension between your calf and your toe, like you release that toe tension, and the knee will slide right out of place. And there you've done it. You feel like Adamandra, you feel amazing, you feel like the best climber in the world, and you post cool videos on Instagram and everybody gives like the little flame emojis. It's the best. You should try it sometime. Okay, so last up we have my personal favorite move. This is one that I try and work in as often as possible on my projects. And it's because last year it saved me from a ton of pain as I was working on my big outdoor project over quarantine, angel wings. A friend of mine told me, hey, forget the back flag and try a drop knee. So this drop knee unlocked such an amazing world of potential for me that eventually allowed me to send the project with relative ease, like major ease.
Yeah, like V3.
Okay, so a drop knee works when you're between two footholds and you drop your knee, pointing it towards the ground, and reach your hand towards the hold that you want to get to. The knee that you want to drop corresponds to the hand that you want to reach, even if the hold that you're aiming for is on the opposite side. So for example, on angel wings, I'm reaching across my body, I'm bringing my left hand to the right side, but I'm still dropping the left knee because the left hand is the one that I want to use. It works by sucking your hips really into the wall and creating this counter pressure between the footholds that makes you feel so light in your upper body. It takes off a tremendous amount of weight. You have to try it for yourself to see. But when I do a drop knee, I feel like 60 to 80% of the tension in my body is just coming from that counter pressure between the feet. So drop knees are amazing. You should try and use them as much as you can, and you'll be amazed at just how efficient your movement can be. All right, so that's it. I hope you have lots of new climbing vocabulary that you can utilize to send your projects and to come up with creative movement patterns and have a great time climbing. And one last thing before you go is this final thought. There is nothing that you can learn on the internet that is going to be as effective as learning at your local crag or at your local gym. So don't be afraid to ask for help. The essence of climbing is working on things side by side, being able to inspire and encourage each other. So don't be afraid to ask for help. And if you see somebody who needs help and they're willing, give them a hand. Until then, if you're resting, rest well. If you're training, try hard. And if you're climbing, make sure to have fun. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.